Hello students, I'm Dr. Daniel. Today we're going to talk about the cost of production. There are two kinds of cost, fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed costs are costs that do not change with output. Even if you have zero output, you still have this cost. What might that be? Your rent or mortgage, your payments on equipment, the insurance on your building. Those things do not depend on output. You pay those bills whether you make 0 units or 1,000,000. Variable cost are costs that depend entirely on output, raw materials and hourly labor. The more you make, the more of these things you need. When you make less, you have less variable cost. Total cost is a sum of fixed cost and variable cost. A critical cost, if you're the manager, to understand is marginal cost. How do total costs change when you increase production by 1 unit? Remember, output is production, which is quantity. So, if you consider the output of a firm and you consider the total cost, the first thing you notice is there are total costs even when output is 0. If you have costs associated with 0 output, those must be fixed costs. So when you're working a problem, that's your first clue. The fixed cost is the cost when output is 0. All right? What is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the additional cost from producing another unit. So every time output goes up, the total cost goes up. If you go from 0 to 1 unit, your total cost goes up by $3. The marginal cost of the first unit is $3. If you add another unit of production, cost goes up by $7. The marginal cost of the second unit is $7, and so on. The third unit, the additional cost is $18. That's the marginal cost. What is the average fixed cost? That's easy. It's the fixed cost divided by the quantity. Well, you looked at the chart, you know what the fixed cost is right here. Total cost when output is 0. If you're only producing 1 unit, then the average fixed cost is 15 divided by 1, or $15. In your textbook, they always want to round up to the nearest number, which gives you some odd results, but you just have to go with it. Total costs are $25 when you make 2 units, but your fixed costs are still $15. So in your textbook world, 15 divided by 2 rounds up to $8 for average fixed cost. 15 divided by 3 is $5, average fixed cost. You notice that the more you produce, the smaller average fixed costs become. It always declines with additional production. What about average variable cost? It depends entirely on how much you produce. So it is total variable cost divided by quantity. So the variable cost of the first unit is $3. So average variable cost is 3 divided by 1, $3. If you produce 2 units, total variable cost is 3 plus 7, that's 10. 10 divided by 2 is $5. If you produced, 3 years, total variable cost is 28. 3 plus 7 plus 18. You divide that by 3, and with textbook magic math, that is $9 a unit for the average variable cost. For 4 units, you add all of the marginal costs up to get your total variable cost. That is $53. You're making 4 units. Again, magic math rounds to $13. Finally, if you add up all of the marginal cost of each unit of production, you get a total variable cost of $70. You're producing 5 units. That's an average of $17 a unit. What is average total cost? That's the critical thing for you to know if you're running a business. What's the true total cost of producing each unit of output? It is the sum of total fixed cost, total variable cost, for total cost divided by the quantity. That's easy. The problem gives you total cost. Just divide it by output to get average total cost. 18 divided by 1 is $18. 25 divided by 2, magic math, rounds to 13. 43 divided by 3 rounds to 14. 68 divided by 4 rounds to, well, that actually is 17, imagine that. 100 divided by 5 is $20. That's the average total cost. The question might ask, what's the fixed cost? It might ask you, what's the minimum point of average total cost? If that's the question, it's right here. That's the cheapest possible average total cost. If it asks you to calculate variable cost, you can do that using the marginal cost, the additional increase for each unit, and you simply add those together. Okay? So, I'll see you next time, and we'll talk more about working cost of production problems.